ओके वेल गाइस, हम लोग लाइव है। और जैसे कि आपको पता है, ये बुक हमने पूरी कंप्लीट नहीं की है। अब हम 8 चैप्टर तक है और अराउंड 7 चैप्टर बाकी है। वो भी जल्दी हो जाएगा अगर हम इसे टाइम देंगे तो। एंड गाइस, मैंने डिफरेंट टाइप्स के हाइलाइटर ले लिए हैं ताकि मैं इन्हें हाईलाइट कर सकूं। एंड दिस वन जो एवरी रीडर के पास होनी चाहिए। पर दिक्कत क्या होता है इन सब के साथ कि ये सब ढंग से चिपकते नहीं है। Wh-
मुझे कुछ
Whether you believe that or not, I don't think any of us can disagree with the notion that the people around us have a meaningful influence on our lives. A recent Temple University study show that people, specifically teenagers in the study, act differently when they are alone than they do when they are with others. In reporting on a study for New York Times, Tara Parker Pope said that Dr. Steinberg, one of the author of the study, notes that the brain system involves in reward processing is also involved in the processing of social information, explaining why peers can have a such pronounced effect on decision making. Because of this influence, because of this influence, those you those you spend time with have a genuine effect on brain function. Certainly that affect your self talk, as most of us tie at least a part of our beliefs to the belief others have about us. But they also can affect everything from what you eat to how much you exercise to even how much sleep you get. There are lots of books out there dedicated to helping you distinguish डिस्टिंग्विश का अर्थ होता है छांटना या अलग अलग करना, distinguish people who are good for you from people who are not. But the purpose of this chapter, just take a few minutes to think about who your peers are. Sobik, please do not switch off your Wi-Fi hotspot.
नहीं ऑफ तो नहीं किया।
नहीं, फिर मेरा लाइव नहीं हो पाएगा ना।
नहीं नहीं ऑफ नहीं किया।
हाँ हाँ, समझ रहे। How much influence you have on your life and how much this affect your desire to unlimit yourself. Quick start. Who is someone you need to spend more time with? Reach out and make a date with a person now.
Where is my drawing sheets?
Brain protection. This probably goes without saying, but protecting your brain is critical if you are doing to make most of your brain. You have only one brain. If you were given only one car to use for the rest of your life, how well would you treat that car? You would take care of it as if your life depended on it. Accidents are unavoidable, but putting yourself in situation where brain injury is less likely improves your chances of avoiding the worst. Hard contact or extreme sports are not ideal if you want to make most of the precious asset. Driving 20 miles an hour over the speed limit all the time of your motorcycle is not advisable either. If you love these things too much to give them up, at best, at least take as many precaution and use as many safety tools as you can. New learning. One of the most important things you can do for the For the health of your brain is to keep learning. We are all capable of expanding the capacities of our brain, even as we got even as we get older, which we discussed when talked about neuroplasticity in plastic and supple, capable of processing new information in relevant ways. This is especially true if we give ourselves genuine challenges in our learning, attempting to master a new skill, to discover new language, and to embrace parts of your culture or culture of others that are new to you. All keep those neurons firing and creating new pathways. By increasing the ways you use your brain, you increase the capabilities of your brain. Create an ongoing to learn list. Create an ongoing to learn list. What are some things on that list? Write down here. स्ट्रेस स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट. पानी है भाई. थैंक यू.
Welcome. साउंड देता है क्या तुम? वॉल्यूम
बिना साउंड का थोड़ा मजा नहीं आता है.
वॉल्यूम ऐड करता है?
यस.
तो अभी पॉज है. मुस्कुराने की
गाना मत गा भाई. तुम तो पोस्ट करते ही है ना अपना ये में.
तुम जैसा कंटेंट अपलोड करता है, व्यू नहीं आता ना ज़्यादा?
उनको व्यू नहीं देखना, हमको हैबिट्स बिल्डअप करना. वो कब हो पाएगा पता है वैसे? जब तेरे पास बहुत सारा फ्री टाइम हो, तेरे पास डिजाइन करने का समय हो. समझ रहे हो?
समझ रहा हूँ.
तेरे पास शूट करने का समय हो. एंड वी एज ए स्टूडेंट, हम लोग के पास उतना समय नहीं है.
फिर भी थोड़ा टाइम निकाल कर ही ले रहे हैं.
तो वो वाला तो सुपर डुपर तो नहीं आएगा ना, घटिया ही आएगा ना. We all experience some level of stress in our everyday life, sometimes a great deal of stress. Whenever we experience stress, a hormone known as cortisol is released to elevate the physical rigors to stress on our bodies. If this happens occasionally, it's not a problem, it but if it's happens with great regularity, the buildup of cortisol in our brain can lead it to cease functioning properly. But there's more. There is an evidence that chronic stress, chronic persistent stress may actually rewire your brain, says a piece of Harvard Health blog. Scientists have learned that animals animals that experience prolonged stress have less activity in part of the brain and handle higher order tasks. For example, the prefrontal cortex and more activity in the primitive part of the brain that are focused on survival, such as amygdala. It's much like what would happen if you exercise one part of the body and not the other. The part that was activated more often would become stronger, and the got less attention would get weaker. This is what happens. This is what happens to a. This is what happens to in the brain when it is under continuous stress. It's, it essentially builds a part of brain and designed to handle threats, and a part of brain tasks with more complex thought take a back seat. With such clear evidence that stress can be delib- debilitating to your brain, finding ways to reduce or avoid stress become critical. I am going to offer a number of suggestions in the area over the course of this book. What is the favorite thing to do to cope with the stress? When was the last time you did it? Sleep. Have you, if you want better focus, you need to get good sleep. If you want to be clear thinker, you need to good sleep. If you want to make better decision or have better memory, you need to get good sleep. According to National Institute of Health, quality sleep and getting क्या हो रहा भाई डिस्कनेक्ट हो जा रहा
नहीं करे तो राजू इधर अरे एक और झाड़ पकड़ा दे साधु भैया ये
क्या
प्रणाम सर।
अमन
नीचे बिछाया आप?
हाँ
रूम
जिसको
चेंज किया?
जिसको बैठना रहता है लेटना रहता है
हाँ ठीक है, रूम चेंज किया है जी?
नहीं सर पढ़ रहे सर
पढ़ने के
अच्छा,
लिए
इसमें आता है। मेरा भाई बा? मेरा भाई? ए, वॉलीबॉल खेलते हैं।
वॉलीबॉल खेल रहा है
हाँ खेल रहा
चलिए सर
उतरो जाओ जाओ जाओ
सो गाइस वी आर
जब तक मेरा वहाँ खाली नहीं हुआ हम जा भी नहीं पाएंगे
कोई नहीं आता। आप पूछे क्या?